Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Genesisg and I will help you prevent every aspect of your life. Today's topic is how to manipulate people, or how to know you're manipulated, because you can take this video either way, right? Use it for your own benefit always, and be aware. I'm not telling you these things so you can manipulate people and be evil, but be aware of what people are doing to you, because whether you believe it or not, people are not dumb. People sometimes subconsciously, they're doing things that are manipulative. So if you see that and notice that, clock them, okay? Don't let it slide. These are just a little bit and a sneak peek of manipulation tactics, tricks, whatever you want to call it. It's just things that I've noticed, that I've learned, and that I've experienced myself and seen and probably done and have been done. So I know what I'm talking about. Hot cold method. I think a lot of people know this now, but it's basically like a roller coaster. For example, if you feel butterflies on the first day, if you feel like this person is the best thing in the world and is making you feel like this big high, and then the next day they ghost you and they never text you, and then they come with sob my grandma died excuse, and then you're like, okay, I'm back up again. No, they're doing that on purpose. They are feeding off your energy because they're empty, and they're gonna suck the life out of you, the soul out of you, okay? You're gonna have no life. You're gonna end up ugly, broke, and with a lot of trauma, because they're gonna do everything to make that high higher every time, and then make the higher you go, the lower you fall, because it's like a love spell they put on you, but you are blind. You are truly blind. You only see the good things, and then you create this like fantasy or image that, oh, they're so good, but like, why are they doing this now? Why are they behaving this way? Why did they leave me after we kissed, or after this person was so nice and, you know, like, did so many good things for me? This is not only in relationships, by the way, in friendships, in family, even sometimes within you and your relationship with yourself. Because when you, for example, if you don't feel calm and at peace alone, I'm not saying you have to be an introvert, but if you don't feel at peace with yourself and only with a lot of people, then that's not true peace. You're never gonna be fulfilled in any type of way. Number 2, love bombing is something very common nowadays in everything. Friendships, a lot of girls are super nice, like extremely nice, like to the point that like they are jealous and deeply insecure, and try to copy every single thing from you because they want to be you. And that is like, you know, there's good jealousy and there's like pure, like, I want to destroy you jealousy. And I've experienced both, because, for example, when it comes to success and all this thing, I am jealous, and that jealousy turns into anger, and that anger basically gives me the fuel to do what I want to do and get it done, like even forcing through it until I get it. Even if I have to force it, I will do anything to get that thing that I want. Success, money, whatever, because I've done it before, and that's the way that has worked for me. But now I have a whole different outlook, like, wait, I don't have to hustle for some things that I want. Like, I have detached of so many things, and now I am getting so much things that I used to want, that I used to like work and like put all my energy into and chase. Now that you detach yourself, it's like they are coming to you no matter what, because you are letting go of this desperate energy. It's kind of hard to put into words, but if you've chased somebody, you understand that they don't like you at that point when you're chasing. But once you stop chasing, they come immediately, like they run towards you. They're animals. That's how it feels. And that is how you have to, you know, function in your life if you want something. because it's all just energy. It's what you're calling. It's like, if you want that in your life, become the person who that thing should be in your life in the first place. Anyways, that was a whole rant. So love bombing is basically being overly nice. And look, I know it's a green flag for most girls when guys spoil them and this and that, and absolutely they should, right? Like, that's, girls should be spoiled all the time and this and that. But when a relationship starts, I've heard this therapist that said a healthy relationship starts as a slow burn, and that is very hard, even for me sometimes, because you're always looking for the next high when you've lived in a place that, or in an environment that is always like hustling and, like big emotions first and this and that, and like, because it's hard, it's hard to like let the climax be the thing that leads you to another thing, right? Because you want to lead and do everything if you're in your masculine energy. But once you're in your feminine energy, you leave that to God and you leave that to the men. You have to be careful, because love bombing is that disguises as love, but it's really just a mask. If you want to know if they're love bombing you, just know that if they're racing you to do something, if they're pressuring you or rushing you to do something, it's not there. It's not there. A person who makes you feel safe is better than a roller coaster, because it's just gonna always, you're never gonna know where you're gonna land, Well, a safe place is so secure and it's good for your nervous system, Find somebody who calms your nervous system down, who doesn't feel like crazy, and that's gonna sound probably weird for my girls that love the passion and this and that, and absolutely I love being spoiled and passion and everything like that. But sometimes that is not the best for you, and I'm not nobody to give that relationship advice, but that's just what I heard, like I said, and what I've seen. Every relationship is different, but I've seen women thrive more in their feminine energy when they're being leaded on. And if you're in your masculine energy in a relationship, at work is a whole different thing. Women, oh my gosh, they're the bosses of the bosses, because the decisions that they make at such quick pace and train of thought, it's crazy. Like, I want to be like that, and I'm working towards that, because it takes me a while to make a decision that will impact the rest of your life. Those overly nice girls, but then they end up being the ones who basically stab you in the back or do something horrible. Well, that's the energy. Love bombing sometimes can mask as love, because they're doing all these amazing things for you, but they don't even know you. What are they trying to get? You have to think further than just, oh, they like me, of course they're going to be obsessed with you. Yeah, that's amazing. But why are they doing this? Do they even know, like, have they even gotten to know you yet? Or do they just want to fill in a void with you and not really get, like, do they really know the real you? Have you asked the questions that you have to ask? Because once you test their temper, once you see and get deeply to know them, that's when you question, okay, like, is this person the right one for me? Is this person gonna ever hurt my kids if they get angry? A lot of family members are also like that. They are so sneaky, they are so nice, and then when you turn around, oh, they're eating you up like snakes, because just the way they interact with themselves, and that's why they're where they're at. But it doesn't mean you have to be like them. You don't have to be like them. You don't have to be in that place. You can choose to not hang around with them, to not speak with them, to not answer certain questions that you don't want to. They are very strategic, knowing your love languages, how to make you feel, what words and action they will do, and steps to take further. And then they'll see how you react towards all the niceness, to all this, and they'll take what they want and leave. Because remember, like, most people don't really have a good heart like you do. They don't. They just want what they want and they take it because of jealousy as well, envy. And I've been through that too, because when I'm jealous, I will do anything and everything to get what I want. Number 3, mirroring is one we've seen. This example with Landon and Liz. And all due respect and love to Liz and her baby. I absolutely love her. But what Landon did was basically, he was trying to act like her. Like, in every way possible. He even got in his feminine energy. The way he moved, it was just something. Like, everybody noticed. But, you know, they were just supporting. At the beginning, he was acting a little fruity. I think he did everything that he did to try to be like her and humiliate her. You know, when you give somebody a chance and they're really jealous or want to be and seem powerful like you, they will do every single thing and copy you and try to be you in every way possible. But they can't. You can't replicate a self. That's why you're born and only you. Like, not even twins. You know, you can think the same, you can dress the same, but you're not gonna be me. Some men just want to feel powerful because of the woman they have beside them. For example, if I were to come back rich a year later, like 10 times more rich, and then you used to say, oh, she used to be my friend, you're gonna try to reach out to me because you were my friend. You were, though. You were. You're not my friend anymore. But they will try to reach out to you and do everything possible to go back to you because they see you bettered. You didn't stay where they are now, because they're always going to stay the same, to be honest, until they decide to change themselves. But that's them. You have to focus on you. People mirror you in every way, in the way you talk, in the way you behave, you move, you act. And why they do this is because you're more likable. For example, if I'm doing a certain body language, like I'm like this, right? And then somebody does the same thing, there is something about our brains that think, oh, they are kind of like me. I like them now. And that is because we like ourselves. And so if somebody does that, it's like, oh, she also does that. She also likes this sport. She's also in the same job as me, or in the same interest. Or she also has the same knowledge, or anything that relates to yourself within that person. It's not that they were funny. It's that you were funny the whole time and you laughed at their jokes. They were not funny. You were just trying to make them feel comfortable. But baby, if your jokes are not funny, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna laugh. I used to laugh because, you know, I used to try to make everybody feel seen and pleased. But now I don't. Like, if your joke is funny, I'm gonna laugh. If your joke is not funny, it's not funny. I'm sorry, make better jokes. I can't really. I'm gonna be me and you're gonna be you. It's okay if I don't like you. It's okay if you don't like me. It's not the end of the world, okay? Like, so you don't have to mirror somebody, but it is a like psychological thing that when somebody acts the same way as you do, you kind of like them. And sometimes, and I'm not talking about the copying every single thing you do. No, that is extremely annoying and you can notice that. Like, it's super obvious to you. But I'm talking about like the little things that you don't even notice. But once you're aware, you're like, oh wait, why did she say that? Didn't I say that before? I'm not saying it's bad to get inspiration from other people. Absolutely not. But when, like, you can tell when somebody's being authentic. Number 4 is guilt trip, gaslight. So this happens a lot when there's somebody to blame and somebody did something wrong and they're trying to fix it. And they're like, no, I didn't do that. You're like crazy. No, I never did that. But it's so clear and obvious that they did that, right? They're gonna try to guilt trip you and be like, it's your fault now. It's not my fault. You're the villain here. And they're gonna be the victim. They reverse the roles and all of a sudden they turn their back on you because of one mistake. They were caught up on it and you clocked them. So now they're like, I can't like wear this mask for long enough. And so they show their true colors. Most people are just there to get what they want from you and then leave. Like, people will do anything. I'm telling you, anything. The most embarrassing and evil thing you can imagine, effed up thing, to like freaking make your life miserable and into squares and pieces, because they hate on themselves already. They want to see you lose. They want to see you fail. But at the end of the day, they're being the ones ridiculed because they don't know that God has your back. They don't know that you have your back. They don't know that you're going to come back 10 times harder and 10 times stronger. They're trying to see you lose. You're never going to know that because you're not going to lose. So yeah, they'll try to make you feel like, oh, you were the wrong one. Feel bad for them. For example, if somebody asks you for money and they're gonna, oh my gosh, like the stories that people make up sometimes, or the rumors, you know, like a lot of stuff that people try to gaslight you and guilt trip you to make you feel bad for them, and then they get their way out of it. The thing is, I don't feel that way anymore. Like I said, if your joke is not funny, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna feel bad for you. I'm sorry, your joke is not funny. And that is a part of not letting people control who you are and you taking your own decisions. So if they make you feel bad for not helping them in a certain situation when you know they're lying or when you can't, for example, if they keep complaining to you about this situation that happened and you just tell them the raw, real truth and be like, okay, but like, you don't have money, okay, get a job. And they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, no, I can't. What? Like, go get a job. You're gonna get money. You know, it's a common sense thing. They're gonna guilt trip you and be like, no, you're the bad one. You're broke. Look at you. You have a job, but you're broke. But then you're like, okay, then make a business. They're like, no, it's so hard, this and that. Like, they are never gonna find a solution to their problem, even if you provide one for them. They're gonna try to play the victim 24/7, and those type of people you have to leave. They will play the victim and be like, feel sorry for me, look what I've went through, I have more trauma. No, your trauma is so little, look at mine, like mine's so big. You have to help me, you have to do this, you have to give me advice. I don't have to do anything for you. I don't have to. I don't owe you anything. You're not my mom. You're not paying my bills. I am not your therapist. I'm sorry. You're not funny. Leave. So I block and delete. And I'm sorry. I leave it to God. I'm like, okay, you want to talk? You want to talk, right? Go get a therapist. You know what? Actually, you don't need a therapist. There's God. And guess what? That's free. And they're going to be like, oh, that's so disrespectful. That's so rude. No, you're not. This is not real. Shut up. I used to feel bad for them and be like, no, I was in their place. I could help them out. No. They have to go through mud. They have to get cheated on their ex 27 times if they have to. Okay? Let them go through hell. They'll come back and they'll be like, oh yeah, you were right. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, of course I was right. You have to let them go through it. If they're not gonna go through it, they're not gonna learn. They're like little kids, you know? You have to fall first for them to be able to get back up. So don't let them take advantage of you. They don't deserve it. Like, they don't deserve it. They're only there to get something out of you. Either energy or money. Or status. Some people are just so miserable, they don't even have a life, that they want to appear like they're important or they're valuable, but they don't realize that's because they're insecure. They don't realize their value. They don't think they're valuable, so they see you as valuable and they want to climb up the ladder to get to you. No, let them be insecure and whatever. If they're trying to do that, make them pay at least. Like, do something for your benefit. You're not gonna just let them get money off you and be okay with that. No. Number 5, being too silent on everything. This is one I've used and I've learned, okay? You can use it for good or for bad. I use it for people that I truly want to study and understand in a way that I know what to do next, my next move, right? I use it for good. I use it to actually listen to people, and because I am an introvert, I genuinely don't really speak much unless I'm really, really comfortable with you. Like in my inner circle, I'm gonna yap forever, you know? But if I just met you 2 months ago or whatever, you're nothing to me, okay? You are just an experiment. And I don't say it with like, oh, like so evil. No. Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. And this is why you get to know people, right? But this can also be used to the darker side in a point where they're only talking to find things out for you, you know? I will speak when I'm asked a question, right? But I will only answer that certain question. I won't talk more than I'm asked. So there are some people who try to intentionally be quiet and only let you speak for them to get enough information out of you and anything. If they're trying to stalk you, if they're trying to do something to you or get something out of you, some people use it as something bad because it's proven that when you're listening more, they are most likely to like you. You feel heard, you feel seen, right? It's charisma you're giving. But there are people who intentionally use it for bad reasons, and they know how you feel, how you react to certain things, and they will purposely do those things to trigger you. And then they know their next move. They know how to make you feel every type of way. So they will pull those triggers on you, and they will purposely do things to make you feel anxious, to make you feel angry, to make you feel lonely, confused, betrayed, all these horrible things, because they are manipulating you. So never reveal too much about yourself to the point that you've never heard about them, but you're the one only speaking. I am that friend sometimes that only listens, but when you're like my friend, truly, I will speak and I will be like, hey, you know, what do you think about this? And it's gonna be reciprocal. But if they're only listening, watch out, because those people are dangerous. I do that when I want to get to know somebody on a deeper level in a way that I need something from them, and I will get it. But if I don't, then it's just normal, you know? People who know how to manipulate will do that and will only listen to things that they know that will benefit them. And then they will point that out in an argument and be like, wait, remember you said this? And they'll bring it out and they'll rub it in your face and be like, oh, but what about this trauma? Look, you're the victim now. And then you're in your childhood again trying to defend yourself because you let them know this very secret or this personal information about you that you thought they were very safe place to talk that about, but ends up they weren't, because they never said anything about that. They never even said their opinion. They never asked you. They never talked about themselves. When people don't talk about themselves, it's most likely that they're hiding something most of the time. It's very rare that they are only trying to listen. So a lot of people want information, want things out of you, and like I said, they will do and go really long route to get to you. And some people stalk for years. Some people really are evil in this world and they just want to see you fall. 6, if they make you question yourself and make you insecure, like I said, if they're triggering your nervous system, not calming it down, red flag, run. Okay? If they're coming up with compliments like, I don't know, you're so smart. You don't even realize that, do you? You're questioning yourself all of a sudden. You're like, wait, do I think I'm smart? Wait, like, was that a backhanded compliment? Yes, it was. Why did they end up with that question? You know, people do things on purpose, especially people who already know what questions to ask. They will do that on purpose to get your head overthinking and like never going to sleep at night, you know? They will do things to make you think about them and take up space, because all they want is to feel important. They want your energy. When you let them in your energy, get access to you really easily, it's over. Like, you're their prey now. You're in this little cage because you're constantly thinking about that person. They had a mission accomplished because you let them. But when you clock in, you're aware, wait, why did you ask that? Yeah, I am smart. Okay. No, they will have to clarify things, why they made that comment. And if it's not like, oh, it was a mistake, because they're gonna try to come up with that. Be like, oh, it's not that deep. Why are you so emotional? You're so reactive. You're so dramatic. No, baby, I'm not dramatic. I'm just aware. And when I'm aware, I will speak up and clock you on that. And you won't like it because it's not benefiting you. You don't feel powerful. Now you got caught. And yeah, duh. Like, it's so stupid. Number 7, body language. It's kind of like mirroring. Number 7, body language. When you study the art of body language and what your body is always expressing without you needing to say anything, you will learn to read people like a book. Because, for example, when they're like this, oh, they're nervous. When they don't break eye contact, either they're trying to make you fall in love or they are in love. Okay? They speak, the way they move, the way they act around certain people, the frame, like the perspective, people who want to make you feel certain things or do certain things for them, they will ask favors. They'll see how you react. They'll ask for favors. They will say your name. They will copy your body language, copy your words, mirroring. But body language, when you study a person's body language specifically, like that certain person that you're targeting for, especially those, I don't know if you've seen those documentaries, they choose the weak one. They choose the one that, who doesn't stand up for themselves because they know they won't speak up and they won't defend themselves. They study the way your body moves and what you're trying to say with it, type of behaviors, and how your head tilts when you say no, the way you look left when you say yes. Your body language can also cause triangulation. If you don't know that, that's the other manipulation thing, that you can make people come against each other with the way you speak and you move, and you can make people fight with each other to maintain control and to feel powerful. Oh, I did that. Oh, look, like for example, when they're like, oh, you're gonna let that slide, yeah, they're doing that on purpose, baby. They're doing that to see how you react, how you move, and what you do about it. But they're maintaining the power because they're making you do that. They're making you feel bad and they're making you like, oh, you're weak because you didn't react to this thing. But no, you're not weak because you didn't react to this. You're weak because you reacted to this. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't know, red is a beautiful color also for manipulation. I'm not trying to manipulate you. You already love me. You already know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. You're so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. You're so blessed and abundant. I love you so much. Take care.